Friends, welcome to Dr. Vet channel. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head Veterinary Medicine. We have already seen two parts of mastitis. Here we will see mastitis part 3. In this part, we discuss the important portion of mastitis, that is the clinical signs or clinical findings of mastitis. This is very important disease of cattle. This is number one enemy of the cattle. This disease causes great economic loss, so it is very important to know by farmer and by the clinicians. Depending upon the severity of the mastitis, the change in the milk, the changes in the other tissue, the mastitis is classified as follows. Very severe form, per acute form, less severe but it is severe, acute form, very less severe, subacute form, less severe but have a long course, chronic form, and no changes in milk, no changes in adult, but there is reduction in milk production, that is subclinical form. So depending on the severity, it is graded in this form. In peracute form, it is very severe. There is toxemia also. Detectable changes in the udder and milk. In acute, it develops within 1 or 2 days. It will take 3 to 5 days to cure or may go to the chronic form. Subacute is a mild form. Chronic form, without acute also chronic form occur, and chronic form may occur as a sequelae of the acute form. Subclinical form is a very dangerous form. It may not show any clinical signs, but there is a decrease or reduction of the milk production. First, we will see a very severe form, per acute form. This form is developed or initiated abruptly. This per acute form is mostly caused by Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus dysgalaxy, Corynebacterium pyogenes, Escherichia coli, and Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It is also caused by other organisms also, but these are the common causative bacteria for this per acute form. Here we will see the signs of per acute mastitis. This per acute mastitis is a very severe form, and mastitis develops all of a sudden. It is so much severe that animal exhibit signs of pyrexia. There is high temperature also. The animal goes off fit, anorexia. There is respiratory distress. The udder is severely swollen, very hot, and very painful. There is cessation of milk production, and there is complete stoppage of the milk production. Milk may come very scanty. It is not a milk, but it is a exudate, and it is mostly blood stained. or a red watery exudate. The pain is such a severe that animal sits down and not willing to get up because of severe pain. And even if the animal will get up, it will walk lame. There is lameness. It is also due to severe pain in the udder. Here we will see the signs of acute mastitis. Acute mastitis is comparatively less severe than peracute form, but it is a severe form. Acute form is also a severe form. The udder is swollen and all signs of inflammations are seen. The signs of rubor, calor, dolor, tumor, and visualization pain. All signs are seen. And also there are changes in the quality of milk. It is visibly noted. The milk become a curd-like thick color. The color of the milk may be yellow color or brown color or sometimes red also depending upon the presence of blood. There is presence of flakes and clots in the milk and there is definite reduction in the milk production. All signs of inflammations are seen. There is redness, there is hot, there is pain, induration, and reduction of milk production. The signs of subacute form, it is a very mild form or moderate form. There are changes in the milk. The milk may be thick. There are presence of flakes and clots, and there is definite reduction in the milk production. But generally, in subacute form, no changes are observed in the udder tissue, and sometimes mild inflammatory changes are observed. Here we will see the signs of chronic mastitis. The chronic mastitis develops slowly and its duration is very long, sometimes unending, and udder may get dry, or sometimes it is a result of or a complication of the acute mastitis. Here the udder is hemorrhagic and mostly fibrotic development of the fibrous tissue. In this chronic form, if the clinician observes supramammary node, that lymph node is swollen, visible, and palpable also. The udder is thick, udder is very firm because of the letdown of the fibrous tissue, and there is nodular also. That is because of the nodules by fibrosis. And udder is atrophic, is comparatively smaller than the norm. There is presence of yellowish or white fluid with clots and flakes and reduction of the both quality and quantity of the milk production. Sometimes simply pus may also come, only fluid may also come, and it may result into the loss of water. The most important thing is subclinical mastitis. It is very mild, very mild, difficult to provide diagnosis clinically. It is dangerous. This is present in the most of the herd and causes great economic losses because it may not show any symptom, but there is reduction in the milk production. The milk may or may not show mild changes. Sometimes rare flecks are observed while milking. Clinically or visibly, no changes in the udder. So it is subclinical. No inflammatory changes in the udder is observed clinically. But very mild inflammation is there in the udder. It is the initiation of the udder. The subclinical mastitis may later on, anytime, convert into for acute or chronic form. There is mild reduction in the milk yield, which is difficult to notice. But this subclinical mastitis can be diagnosed by sophisticated mastitis test. This subclinical mastitis is a real problem in animals. It may develop into peracute, acute, or chronic case later on. And the subclinical mastitis may be dangerous for the other animals because it shares infection to the healthy animals. So subclinical mastitis is more dangerous than clinical mastitis. Friends, mastitis is not only dangerous for animal but it is dangerous for human beings also. It has got zoonotic importance also. Remember, mastitis milk is unsuitable for public consumption. So if you have this mastitis milk, please discard it, don't sell it because many diseases are spread through milk to human beings. And very dangerous infections are tuberculosis and brucellosis. These are the dangerous diseases, slowly spreading chronic diseases in the human being. These two diseases, tuberculosis and brucellosis, are very dangerous and important diseases for human being, and these diseases are spread through milk. There is staphylococcus infection is also observed in human being when there is mastitis caused by staphylococcal infection. Streptococcal sore throat is also observed in human being. It causes a sore in the throat by streptococci. It is also observed a scarlet fever in human being transmitted through milk. And more important is that this mastitis milk contains infection. It causes gastroenteritis into the human being. This is very common. So, requested to discard the mastitis milk. Don't sell it and don't use for a human consumption. This gastroenteritis not only in animals but in human being babies, very common. And in the calves also, the young one, the neonates also get gastroenteritis infection. So it is advisable not to consume this mastitis milk. It must be discarded. Friends, I have presented the clinical findings of mastitis in a very short manner, not very long. Otherwise, it may take 3 or 4 videos. Requested to share this information to veterinary students and veterinarians. Requested to subscribe this channel. Thank you very much for observing the video.